Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Joshua-Riece. Thank you for joining me. So I'm going to kind of just jump into this one because I realise I talk quite a lot at the beginning of my videos. So in today's video we are going to be doing a review slash testing slash swatching slash just a moment on the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette. It's online. It was very much a bit of me from what I can remember. The blues, the purples, the shimmers, it all looked fantastic. I haven't opened the box or kind of seen the palette in person since seeing it online. But yeah, I'm not going to talk anymore. Actually I am. Just to say, this glow right here, I'm obsessed. Obsessed, I'm actually obsessed. For those that want to know, this is the Laura K London like illuminating highlighting drops. This is in the shade Nude. Go check them out because this is absolutely everything. Stunning, gorgeous, love it. Anyway, let's jump into the reviewing, testing, swatching video. So you've seen the out carton. This is the actual packaging itself. This is stunning. Like this kind of get up is me. It's me. We love a hollow moment. We love that it's all kind of like symbol-y and like astrological and stuff, however you say that word. Like this is cute. Actually cute. Inside the palette looks like, I'm going to check the palette, look out, this. Oh, yes, this is, yes. It's not a disappointment. This is actually gorgeous. So as you can see, you've got some of like your neutral warm tones here. You've got your blues, you've got your purples, you've got everything there to make it a full-on moment. These shimmers look actually divine as well. Like they look divine. I'm going to swatch a couple of the shimmers now. So I'm going to go in with this middle shade here, Crystal. It's like really calling me. Like on camera it looks like it's got like a greeny. That is creamy AF. Oh. Oh. Wow, it's got like a light browny pinky base with like green, purple, gold, blue, like reflect to it. That is actually stunning. Beauty Bay is coming. Beauty Bay is coming to kind of kick everyone else off the eyeshadow game by the looks of it. Let's have a look at the shade Spell. So this kind of like turquoisey colour just here. Again, super, oh, that looks gorgeous. Oh, look. That's actually rude. That is actually stunning. So that's two. So this Stardust one here, the one there that I swatched and this blue one here, seem to have like a different finish. Oh no, and that one there. Seem to have like a different finish to the other four shimmers over this side. Over this side, wherever I am. So like this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. They seem to have like different finishes to them. Well, they look like they're a different texture. So let's go in with one of them. Let's go in with Charmed. Again, super creamy. That is Charmed. So that's like the pink one. As you can see, it doesn't seem to be as intense as these two here. These two seem to have like a more creamy, duochrome finish, whereas that's just kind of like a pure shimmer shade, if that makes sense, like a lid shade. I wonder if it says if they are Velvety Mattes, Vibrant Shimmers, and a duochrome. So the duochrome, I'm assuming, is that first, the top shade there. So that ones are just shimmers. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the finish is definitely different, I'll give it that, but this is gorgeous. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 shades, as you can see. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mattes and 8 shimmers, obviously. Clearly mattes isn't my strong point, the past few videos, but oh well. So as you can see, I've already kind of laid an eye base down, and for that I've just used the Conceal and Hydrate from Revolution in the shade C1. So we're just going to go straight in with this. I don't know what I'm doing, what look I'm going for, but we are going to do this. I'm so excited for this. Like, so excited. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so we can just see what's going on together. So, 2 secs. Right guys, I've moved you in just a tad. This is a good mirror, by the way, like a good size mirror. As you all know, I love a mirror in a palette, so I haven't got to flip between kind of holding and putting down, so this is a big old plus for me. I think this is originally like £25, I think. 25 or £20, I'll check and I'll put it in the description box. We're going to do purple into blue, and the first shade we're going to go in with is the shade Enchanted, which is this corner kind of lilac-y shade there. I'm taking that on a larger fluffy brush. There's a little bit of kick up in the pan. Don't know if you can see that there. I don't care about that, if I'm honest, but some people do. We're just going to put that in the front portion of the eye. So it's a nice kind of lilac-y pastel shade. Oh my god, I realised when I was like editing my last video, all of that tapping that I do, it's so annoying. So I need to kind of tap before after I finish talking so I can edit it out, because it annoyed me listening back to it, so I do apologise. This is a gorgeous colour. It's like a nice like wash of colour, but it's still got pigment and colour to it, if that makes sense. But it's not the most intense because I'm only going a little bit and trying to build it up, but it is gorgeous. I'm going to kind of just go like halfway and we'll focus the other half here. I've been looking forward to reviewing this palette, as I say, because of what I saw of it online and kind of like on Beauty Bay's socials and whatnot. I was like actually gassed because this is such a me palette. I love blues, I love purples, like cool tones are my actual dream. So that is the first shade down. That was the shade Enchanted, like I said. And next I'm going to go in with the shade Sorcery. So this kind of like, oh, where am I? This purple here. And I'm just going to focus that a little bit lower than where I put the first shade. Like so, and just lightly blend that up. This is a gorgeous colour as well. The pigment's there, like I'm going in with like the lightest little touch and like the littlest amount of product on my brush, because I don't want to like build it up too much just to begin with. I've build it up slowly and then kind of get the ultimate pigmentation that I want towards the end. But that is gorgeous. That is stunning. Oh, so I'm just going to take this like, I think it's called like a shade brush like that, and I'm going to take a bit of this shade here called Voodoo, like the deepest purple in the palette. And I'm just going to run that like along the bottom of where I put that medium purple shade, just to give like the shape that I want. Almost just like kind of defining where I'm going to cut the crease later. But that colour has pigment. Then I'm going to go back in with that second shade Sorcery and just lightly buff over the edges of that just to blend it out and kind of build that second shade up. If you notice, I've gone, because I've got hooded eyes, I've gone like above my natural crease a little bit. Just so we can see it when I do cut the crease. Again, like all of the looks I do, it's going to be like a lot of going back and forth. I don't know if you guys are actually interested in seeing me do like the back and forth, back and forth. It can be a bit repetitive. So if you don't, let me know so I can just kind of skip ahead and just go back into like shade after shade after shade, so you don't actually see the whole blending process. And then that pastel shade, and tickle the top of that second violet shade and kind of create that lovely gradient that we're getting. Oh, stun. But next we're going to go on to the blue portion of the eye, and we are going to take, I'm going to go in with the shade Wish. Yeah, this kind of like greeny bluey shade here, like a minty kind of shade. Then we're going to put that next to where we put that other shade, and obviously lightly, oh okay, put a lot on there. Okay, so I need to try and blend that out because I've put a lot on the brush there. I don't know if you can see it on that. Again, there's like a lot more kick up on that shade than there was on the purple. I don't know if you can see. If it doesn't bother me, I just have to show you guys because you lot might be opposed to the fallout and the kick up and whatever. But again, it's not something that necessarily bothers me. So just kind of bringing that out along here and then just kind of flicking it up like I do with most of my eyeshadow looks at the minute. So that is that first kind of minty shade laid down. So I'm going to go in with the shade Bewitched, this one just here. I'm just going to focus that slightly below and follow the shape that we're kind of trying to create. And just lightly buff that. And then, like the other one, we're going to go in with the dark shade on this shadery type brush. So I'm going to go in with the shade Cursed, it's like a navy blue, and just kind of use that to follow on from the purple to define that creasy moment. And we are going to be carving this out, so it doesn't matter if it's like a little bit messy for now. This looks very messy now, but it won't when we're finished, I promise you that. So again, go back in with that second shade Bewitched and just lightly tickle over the top of that to blend the darker shade up and out a little bit, like so. And then just going with that initial shade again, Wish, and tickle that over the top of the second shade. So I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to cut the crease, I'm going to go just under where those darker shades are, so kind of follow that shape out, and then I will kind of finesse it as I need to. We'll be back and we'll play with some of the shimmer shades. So be back in 2, don't go anywhere. Right, I'm back. As you can see, I've cut the crease. I actually didn't need to finesse it as much as I thought I was going to have to, if I'm honest, so I'm pleased with that. So to cut the crease, I just went over with like a cotton bud to clean up with some micellar water, and then just went in again with my Conceal and Hydrate, just to kind of lay a bit more of a base down on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay some shimmers down. Then I'm actually going to kind of like connect here to here and kind of create a wing with the matte shades I've used here, if that makes sense. So what I think I might do is kind of go on the opposite of this, so going with like the bluey tealy colour at the front and then going with the purplish shimmer on the back, and then I will just use one of the other shades to kind of highlight the inner corner and the brow bone. So I'm going to go in first with this tealy shade just here. So this is called Spell, so I did swatch this one already, and just kind of like stamp that on the first part of the eye. Try to get as close to that line as possible. That is stunning. And there's not really any fallout as well from this shade, which is nice. That is a gorgeous shade. It's giving me like Ariel, Under the Sea, Mermaid vibes. I love that. So now I'm going to go in with the purple shimmer here called Charmed. Kind of like try and blend it over the two. This one has a bit more fallout on my face. It doesn't seem to have as much of like an initial impact as the green shade. Again, it's a different kind of texture. So the purple definitely has more fallout on the face, but overall it's quite nice. So I'm going to take like a really squared off brush. This is a Morphe M410, it's like proper flat, proper square, and use this to kind of map out the connection of the outer bit onto my lid itself, and then try and draw a wing. So I'm going to go in with the darker blue shade. See, like I'm like stamping it to get that connection like that. And then I'm going to kind of like do the start of what would be like a wing. This idea was so much better in my head. So then we have like that. This sounded and kind of envisioned it to look so much nicer in my head, but whatever. This will do. And then I'm going to go in with the purple shade, the dark. So I'm going to go in with the dark purple shade and then just kind of finish off the rest of that winged bit. So that was the shade Voodoo. Kind of carry on where that wing was. And like stamping that on is giving me tons of fallout on my face. Oh, come on. Nope. Oh, no. Oh. I've like taken off all this makeup. Right back in 2 seconds, I need to try and fix this. This is now turned into a mess.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Right, I managed to tidy up a little bit because I kind of destroyed my base underneath, which is always fun. So this is basically like the final look. Not the most gassed, I thought I'd be over it. The intent was there, but clearly the execution was off. But we move. I might just try and like make that a bit more angular and see if that makes a difference. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera, do the other eye, and we'll be back for final thoughts, opinions, all that jazz. Yeah. Right guys, I am back. It's a bit longer than expected, and these are not even at all, but ho-hum. So I have, as usual, just run the same colours on top, along the bottom. I have added some lashes and mascara. The mascara is a new mascara that's not coming out until next month. Don't know if I'm allowed to say anything about that yet, so I'm not going to. And I have just used some lashes which are from Lash Base Beauty. These are in the style LB05, and they are like with the adhesive pen and whatnot, so I've given them a go today. Actually really like them, they're really nice. So this is the completed look. What do we think? Are we here for it? Do we love it? Considering the look hasn't come out the way that I wanted it to, I'm actually obsessed with the look overall. Can't deny that at all. I'm also obsessed with the palette itself. Absolutely obsessed with the palette itself. So obviously I only paid like £7.50 for it anyway, but I would gladly pay like the £20, £25, whatever it is. The shadows themselves, in terms of like the pigmentation formulation, remind me a lot of the Niche Tutorials X Beauty Bay palette. So I'm assuming the formulation of that was the same that's kind of led on to these things, because they've got a couple of palettes like this, like a sunset one and something else. But overall, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I would get it. What do you guys think? Have you had this? Have you got it? What do you think? Let me know in the comment box down below. But that's it for this video. Hopefully this is a nice and quick one. I say hopefully. Please give it a huge thumbs up if you did like this video. Subscribe to my channel, turn notification bell on so you're notified every time I upload, and you can continue on this YouTube journey with me. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next one. Mwah.